Hi, it's Frank Del Rio with Century 21 and welcome back to our video series here on how to sell your home by owner. Today's lesson is going to be tips on pricing your property so that you get top dollar. Now when it comes to pricing a property, it's a very touchy subject for most people, and rightfully so. You have a lot of time, blood, sweat, and tears invested in this property. So you try to put a dollar figure on that because of everything you've done to it. That's tough to really get the buyer to see the value in that. So you have to be careful that you're not making an emotional decision when it comes to pricing your property. Try to make a logical decision. What do I mean by that? Well, you have to ask yourself a few questions. Like number one, is your property overpriced for the market or is it priced correctly for the marketplace? How do you find this information out? Well, it's simple. You do the research. You get out there, you find out the properties that you're comparing it against to, you look at the data, you look at the research, and you really try to come up with the best logical decision on price. Now, when you're out there searching for properties, there's two searches you're looking at. One is the comparables that have recently sold, preferably in the last 90 days. The reason we go back only 90 days now, which is 3 months, is because of the HVCC law, Home Valuation Code of Conduct, and it's an act that virtually allows you to only pull up properties that have sold in the last 90 days. Prior to 2009, we could go back 6 to 8 months to find values, which virtually made it very easy to justify values and in some cases get a little bit higher of a value. Today that is no longer happening. So you have to make sure you're doing the correct research. The second thing you want to look at is what do you compete against? The other homes that the buyers can look at in the marketplace. Have you gone and seen them? Have you physically went inside and done your research? You should definitely consider doing that so that you can position your home in a better price per square foot than the neighbors or than your competition. So now the buyers can see the value. You know, here's what you really have to look at. Go out there. Not only look in your neighborhood, but look in your city, look in your area, because the buyers are doing the same thing. You want to see the trend of where the market is headed. So when you go into the area portion, you want to go to the same bedrooms and baths model that you have, square footage preferably anywhere from 200 to 200 below or above what you have. So if you have a 2,000 square foot home, go see some 1,800 square feet to 2,200 square foot homes. And again, give yourself a few thousand square feet in there for the lot so you can get an idea of what else is out there for buyers to look at and what's selling, and then now you'll find out the actual trend. Now in real estate, the old adage was location, location, location. That has virtually been replaced by price, price, price. We're in a price-driven marketplace right now. Your price simply advertises your motivation to the buyers in the marketplace, and the buyers are understanding this. Now it doesn't mean you have to give your home away. You just want to make sure that you're on top of the prices so that you can position yourself better than the competition and increase your chances of your home selling for top dollar. Now, there are some techniques when it comes to pricing that you can follow that have virtually been very successful, and some techniques that have virtually cost people tens of thousands of dollars of their hard-earned equity. So the basic techniques you look at is merely an approach when it comes to pricing. You can do the old-fashioned way, which is you start high and you just kind of chase the market down until the market literally runs into your price and your property. Now in the previous market, that was a great technique simply because the market was going up, so it was just a matter of time. But in a market that's going down, the longer your home stays on the market, the less money you typically can get. Because there's a perceived value tied to homes. And typically, actually there's a perceived value, if you think about it, tied to anything being sold for the most part. The longer something's for sale, have you noticed that the price typically goes up or does it go down? And that's the thing, you have to look at that for your home from that perspective as well. Okay, so the one technique is starting high. The other technique is starting low. Believe it or not, the banks do this a lot. They undermarket the property and underprice it so that they can create a bidding war and get someone to overbid on the property, or they virtually get all of these buyers flocking to the property, causing the home to sell for a higher value. Okay, there's a little bit of risk factor involved here when you do this, so keep that in mind. And then the other technique is pricing it right in the middle of where they're selling. So look at the trend, look at the comparables, where are they selling at? And that's where you want to be. one thing you'll notice in your research is that homes are selling for this much. Homes listed for sale are typically over here. So you want to have yourself right in between. And that will give you a better chance of offers coming your way because the buyers are also doing this research. So you have to keep that in mind. And if you want to sell your home for more money than the competition, you have to be very strategic when it comes to the price. Another thing to keep in mind, make sure your pictures are high quality, high grade pictures, because the fact is 86% of the buyers today are going to the internet first to see their homes. That's where they're doing their research. So you want to make sure you have the highest quality of pictures online, more importantly that you have a ton of pictures on there, because we have to justify the value. So you want to show them as much of that home as you can, and you want them to be crisp, clear, high quality pictures. Okay, here's the thing. This is what the buyers are doing. You want to stay ahead of the curve with them as well. So make sure you have good web presence, great pictures, and that you're using the best technology tools out there in the marketplace so that you can get top dollar for your home. Remember, real estate values are so volatile right now, and they're going to be like this for virtually the next 12 to 18 months. Home sales are based on supply and demand, and right now our supply is huge. So keep that in mind. Keep a careful eye on your marketplace, not merely just your neighborhood, but your market area. Pay attention to the trends, the feedback from the buyers and the showings that you're getting so that you can make the correct adjustments if necessary and get the right price on your home so that you can get it sold. I hope this was informative and wasn't too much information. Again, if you'd like to talk a little bit more in detail about your situation and your property, I'd be more than happy to connect with you. And stay tuned for your last video. It is coming up. I'm excited to share it with you. Have a great day, and thanks for watching.